Welcome back to Apollo Justice, and well, we're taking a break from that long, arduous section.
Well,
With another long, arduous one.
well, we did just find out that our defendant is a forger.
Okay.
This is
So where exactly does this leave us, Apollo?
why I
Good
want
question.
why want the game in? Why want the game in?
Well, Pedro, if it were released to a game with only 4 days, I was complain of lack of content.
Yeah.
Well,
I
the Drew
guess.
Misham who was killed
Ignoring the fact that it only has 4 cases already.
wasn't Drew Misham the forger, basically.
Yeah, that's another thing. We know next to nothing about our defendant so far, so we have very little reason to be invested in this.
Huh? Well then, who was he?
This
Yes,
also
you
begs
get-
the question,
yes,
was Drew Misham real to begin with, or did
Yeah.
he never existed?
He
was
was on
real.
power all along.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dwibs?
So far, we barely know anything about Vera. I don't think we'll know much more about her as the case goes on. And yet people
We
ship
do
her
get
with
to know
Apollo.
more about her later on.
Oh,
Yeah,
hello.
People ship
Oh,
her.
hi,
with
Vera.
People ship her with Apollo for some reason.
To be fair, Dubs, we actually
People
do get to
ship
learn.
everyone with everything.
Sorry, Dwibs, like she always said, shippers will ship anything that moves.
Anyway.
Yeah, like if one character just breathes in the general direction of another.
Look,
Like, that is-
Okay, one at a time. I think what
Like-
Dubs means is like, well, they're one of the more popular ships.
Like,
look,
see-
look, Dwibs. Why do you think nobody ships anybody in Fairfence Draft? Because the sprites don't move. Booyah!
Jesus. also Dwibs. Oh, hello.
Thank you, everybody. I'll be here all week.
Oh shoot! Actually, we're talking over the backstory.
Oh, alright. Yes, for father. I know it was wrong.
We had to put
I
money
don't
on
know.
the table.
Everything about this is wrong.
Also, she has a lion on her overall.
In the cute.
Could you tell us how it happened?
In the cute.
It all
But it's
started.
wrong!
It all started when I was born.
Also, Dwibs, you see those two guards around the door? Someone on the internet ships those two.
Allow me to tell you my life story.
Yes.
My
right.
father was a painter.
Vera,
Yeah,
wake up.
We already established that.
Right, I
Yeah,
think
wait.
the most popular ship in this particular game is Club Polo.
Why?
Because rivalry. It
Yeah.
happens all the time.
It's like Rightworth. Oh, I love painting ever since I was a child.
Vera, wake up,
And
seriously.
one night, he
You
becomes
can't
she-
sleep again.
Come on, Shira, do the narcolepsy thing.
If we do that for every character who closes their eyes, that gag's gonna get old.
One day, father saw it in me.
Oh,
Oh.
Dwibs.
Dwibs, no.
Stop.
Actually, it's me doing it.
It was Pedro.
Alright.
So it's not my fault, you still blame me.
Alright, my apologies,
don't-
Force
Dwibs.
of habit.
Don't worry, Dwibs. For now on, I'll protect you.
He said that I had the talent.
Oh.
The
yeah.
talent!
Kinda need it for painting.
You're a
The
painter,
talent?
Sarah.
For making forgeries?
Oh, you mean.
That was funny. Come on.
I like me some dark humor, so yes.
How should I say it? It was not only paintings I made.
Let me guess, you noticed when you made a perfect copy of one of your parental signatures when you managed to make a sign for him so you could go on
No.
that field trip to Hogsmeade.
No, you see what happened, Jova, was she made a perfect replica of the Whistler's mother, but then Mr. Bean sneezed on it and drew that little cartoony face in it.
Oh, God.
I might choose that movie for my eventual birthday pick, because I love that movie so much.
Anything? So what, can you make fake people too?
Father was so proud, and I so happy.
Can't you
Never so
tell by my
happy.
expression? Can't you tell by my expression by how happy I am?
Honestly, so far all I'm getting is just you can only smiley face.
But don't you see, Dwibs?
Is she supposed to be a beta for a future character?
I'm sorry, Dwibs. I'm sorry, Dwibs.
Possibly.
I'm sorry, Dwibs. My psychological condition allows me to only express myself through my drawings.
Alright, I think it's about time to actually expose this elephant in the room. Yes, this kind of condition actually happens. I'm not sure how can judge properly the character because so far we have, like Dwibs and Jova said, we have explored so very little of it. But I want to reassure that this kind of thing exists.
Oh, I'm aware.
And I think the game hasn't done a bad job with it so far. It just needs to do more with it.
Like I said,
Yeah.
Vera is one of the better characters of this game, and as I also said, of course we're going to explore her character more. That's usually how this goes, in a properly done case. Look, I'll
She's
And
say
really
this-
again,
bare in
her
her
condition
clothes.
reminds me of a future character in the series, which is
You mean that drawing on her overalls? I think it's a lion.
Guys, he's gonna express an emotion.
Mm-mm.
now because of me. Father is.
I'll admit, one of the better things this case does is definitely the stuff with Vera.
Do you know about this red envelope?
My parents are dead.
Sucks, doesn't it?
I must become a bat. Oh wait. I must become Batgirl.
I remember that envelope. It was some time ago.
Just
I
say
remember-
it was 7 years ago.
It was 7 years ago.
Oh,
That's
for
true.
God's
The
Hold
truth
on, hold
about
on.
7 years ago.
Years
Hold
ago.
on, she hasn't said it yet.
So you're already
Hmm.
a forger.
Yeah.
Already creating your works back then.
Poor girl probably didn't know better until it was too late.
Most likely, she wasn't exposed that much to a proper life.
I started when I was only 12 years old.
So basically, when you were old enough to watch the Avengers.
Or a married Deadpool.
Puny gods.
So the one who figured out the stamp was poison. That was.
I don't want to. I'd like to see how Loki turned my best men into flying monkeys. Oh, I got that reference. I got it. I got it.
Mr. Justice,
Jeff-
it's time. To the courtroom, please.
Oh, God damn it! Right. Had a time. Wait. Can't you just whisper it in my ear or something?
Yes, I like that song from Castlevania too.
Wait, Vera, just one more thing, please.
Get in the courtroom now!
Jesus.
This
the
will
judge
only
is
take a
attacking his
second.
mat.
No! You have 2 milliseconds!
I'm pretending I didn't even hear you. You can't blame me.
Not at the seconds.
Those 3 paintings in the studio.
Yeah, the ones that have been documenting
That
everything we've been
reference to the
doing.
previous cases, yeah.
You see, I've been observing you all along.
Jesus.
I painted those as part of my work.
But what
see,
were you
I'm also a
forging?
You see, I'm also a stalker in my free time.
Maybe that's why people ship her with
But, she
Apollo.
never, but Pedro, she never left
Right.
the house.
See, we checked them out and we saw what was underneath.
But Pedro, she's never left the house.
She has a robot camera, a robot flying camera.
Drones.
Besides, webcams are things.
It's like Dr. Jero.
We saw the rough sketches underneath the free finished paint.
Oh, how sweet.
Jova, you
Yeah.
back up Vera.
Okay. I was actually about to volunteer for that. Nice reading of the mind.
Can I please voice someone that isn't Clivier?
Okay, Pedro.
Oh,
Pedro,
don't
I'm
worry,
the same-
Pedro. You get to
I'm the
voice
same
that one
call.
character.
I don't think you have any right from
I know,
right.
Pedro.
I
You
I
see.
guess.
You could voice Shooter Kumi expressing his displeasure.
I was mostly joking too.
I know.
Don't worry, Pedro. There is that other character you get to voice in this case.
I know.
Oh,
Don't
Jova.
worry.
Mr. Justice.
Yes.
Just-
Jesus, Apollo.
Well, remember that's part of Apollo's character, and it will make a lot more sense in the next game, I assure you.
Guess he's very energetic.
Let's just say too, there's a a greater reason for it. But again,
Sure.
Yamazaki was the one who had to basically clean up this game's shit.
To be fair, he does give a good enough reason that it's his mantra and sort of something he practiced and something he uses to calm himself down here. It's just we added on a bit more in 5, and then more in 6.
It's because in 5 is where it finally was given meaning, Jove, and that's what it really needs.
Anyway,
meaning.
Father thought highly of both of you.
Your late father?
Yes.
Oh, what other father does she have?
He was watching, gathering information.
Oh my god, he's a spy from Interpol.
Because when you control mail, you control information.
Newman?
Damn it, you one.
There's that plot twist from MGS2 or something.
All about the Wright and Company law offices.
Oh,
Well, you must take out
Apollo.
the memo about the name change.
turn off the game console.
Turn off the DS right now, Apollo.
What'd you say?
The mission, the case is a failure. The game is a failure. Abort right now.
They kind of are going for something like that.
But lately we're not doing just law.
Is that so? Yes. You do tricks, gags to amuse, and play piano.
Well, we do pretty much anything. Hence the name, right? Anything agency.
Jova, I accidentally heard that as gack to amuse.
God.
Gag.
Gag.
The unexpected crossover between Capcom and Nickelodeon.
No. Remember, Shiroi. According to Sonic 06, the sound "ack" sounds like. So, yeah.
Also, Jova.
Well, they're not really gags.
Also, Jova. Nickelodeon versus Capcom. Could it
I
work?
prefer the
Maybe.
term. I prefer the term visual jokes.
Yet, when Father heard you had resumed the legal business,
Well, sorta.
Sorta.
Not sorta, you're our legal head now.
Technically. Oh.
how pleased he was.
Lady, do you have more than just one smiley face you can draw? Because every single smiley face you draw is exactly the same.
Well, it works, gets the point across.
I guess. But
True, but
how the
I
hell
also-
can she always draw the exact same drawing flawlessly?
Well,
I
she's
can
a
also
gifted
partially
forger.
with Pedro, I think she will need a range of 4 type of emotion that she displays.
Oh, well, she's not shown anger yet.
True.
How am I supposed to... Wait, are we supposed to be back in the courtroom?
Not yet.
Yeah,
like we
because
said,
that's
just a
good.
second.
Okay.
Time
Just a second, it's been 5 minutes.
for Heisen video games.
What if he was Daddy's daddy?
I
He
get
was old enough.
Jova, headcanon. Vera went on to become the president of Sony Pictures Animation, and she's the one who approved the Emoji Movie.
Let's see.
Yeah, I was just checking Phoenix's profile, and as far as I know, Phoenix doesn't have 2 dads.
3352? Technically, that's
Yeah,
old enough.
Actually, no, I was calculating the age. Phoenix is 33, Drew Misham's 52, 22. So Drew had Phoenix when he was 19.
It's possible.
Damn it.
I've seen
Judging by
younger,
relative
sadly.
ages involved,
It is,
I'd
Joe.
say it's highly unlikely. Yeah, I know.
I don't know the exact age, but men become able to reproduce at around, I think around 13, around
Yep.
that area.
It depends on ultimately on the metabolism and the conditions,
Things
but
are
yeah,
already confusing enough of all these daddies running around.
well, I would say a good estimation is between 12 and 15.
We
Mhm.
know that the victim's daughter, Vera, was the forger. What does this mean for the case? Guess we're about to find out.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Don't you feel the excitement?
Pedro is really excited.
Let me put it like this. Even though
I
I
have completely checked out.
Even though I
have completely checked out by this point.
care for Vera as a character, but it wasn't really doing much for me even still.
Court is now back in session.
Well, again, there are some characters in this game that I do like, not as much as in the first trilogy, but still, it's just everything else around them just kind of Tanks.
Yes, you're right. I like.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. I like Trucy, and I also like some of the other side characters, but they're not enough to hold the whole game afloat.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. Like, even Apollo can be an interesting character. The problem is that when he's at his most interesting, it's when the game is at its most bad all around him.
When he's at his most interesting, it's in a completely different game.
Again, a complete contrast to the game after this, because the game after this has a brilliant prosecutor, a fantastic female defense attorney that are perfectly capable of holding this game afloat. Just on their own. That's how great they are. But anyway,
And Lord knows they needed to with that second case. I love Monstrous Turnabout, but it has some issues.
it does.
There's that stare again. Putting more holes into his head.
Good,
even
maybe
then,
you can
when
use
it
that to
comes
your
to-
advantage, Apollo.
Every Ace Attorney game has that one case that's not as good as the others, but the Dual Destinies one is actually pretty fine as far as worst cases go.
When it comes to games like Ace Attorney 1, Ace Attorney 3, Ace Attorney 5, and Ace Attorney 6, the least good cases are just that, least good. They're not really terrible. That's Ace Attorneys is quality in a nutshell.
What's hard?
That's hard.
Except this game, because Turnabout Serenade.
Very
Oh,
well,
God,
this,
yeah.
if you would.
And to a lesser extent, Big Top.
Turnabout
It's not as bad as
Serenade
this,
is not
but
my
Big Top.
least favorite Ace Attorney related case, but it is up there in the top 3.
It's this one, I'm guessing.
Ah, God. This case wouldn't be so bad if it weren't the
Guys,
finale
guys, got another
case.
expression.
Uh-oh.
Oh, perhaps you'd rather answer my question, Fräulein?
She seems scared of you. Maybe we should get a different prosecutor.
By the way, I'm German. Does my
You know-
German-ness,
Speaking of which, it's probably a good time I mention up the death of a trend. No new prosecutor. Now, you may remember, in pretty much all previous Ace Attorney games, at like the finale case, or finale case of sorts, seeing as how technically the finale case of the first one is the 5th one added on, we would get a new prosecutor. Like Turnabout Goodbyes, we got Manfred von Karma instead of Edgeworth. Farewell My Turnabout, we got Edgeworth instead of Franziska. And Bridge to Turnabout, we got Franziska filling in for Godo the first half. Here, though, no substitute prosecutors. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean it has to be like that, but I don't know. I mean, it was almost always kind of fun seeing that new, unknown prosecutor. When it's done well, that doesn't excuse certain bits like the finale case of the crossover, which just outright ousts Barnham. Now, the difference there is like, well, okay, as long as there's a good enough reason for them to be out of commission, per se, it's fine. I will say this, though. Maybe it's part of why I don't really like Klavier as much because, he doesn't get that one moment where we see him in that time of duress to the point where we get a different prosecutor. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's not essential, although...
allow me to explain what you're feeling, Jova. The problem is that we never see Klavier outside of his comfort zone. That's the big problem here. The great way to see what makes a character tick is by seeing him out of his comfort zone, see him have to confront something, some kind of weakness that he has to overcome. Again, going back to my spiel about the whole thing. Klavier just does his thing and that's it. Like he has the game gives us no reason to care about this guy because he's just keeps here and does his thing, and we never see him outside of his comfort zone. We never see what makes him tick.
And when we do go outside of his comfort zone, like say when Darian is, the one possibly being suspected, or in certain parts of this case, of course, I'm not gonna spoil which, but you'll see when we get there, it doesn't feel like it has as much weight. Again, it may sound trivial, but in a way, maybe this could have worked if at some point, and trust me, there's an obvious point, you'll know when it comes, where Klavier could just not have taken it anymore, and then we get some weird substitute prosecutor or something, Again, I mean, let's think about it. In Turnabout Goodbyes, Edgeworth was the defendant, so we got to see him on the hot seat. In Farewell My Turnabout, Franziska was shot, possibly dead. Well, thankfully not dead, but she was pretty much out of commission and damaged. In Bridge to Turnabout, Godo had his reasons for being absent, and even then we get to see Godo finally come to terms with the consequences of his actions, even though they were technically for the greater good. Here, Klavier does have a connection to what's going on, but it just has to do with why I feel this isn't the best handled finale case. And holy cow, we spent so much talking, and all that can be summed up as Vera is scared of Klavier for some reason. We've summed up Vera's doing bad things, and I guess the case is about to go on. Trust me, audience, if you're missing anything important, I will let you know, but there's not really much important.
Again, goes back to what I said, Joe. But they drag the writing drags so much just to get out of a single point.
I think, it definitely does feel like Shutakumi was trying his darndest to come up with stuff. It really feels like his heart wasn't in it here.
Anyway, testimony time, guys.
All right,
Oh
then.
boy.
Tell us everything you know about the envelope.
It's
Without spoiling anything, this Attorney 6 final case prosecutor is amazing.
Which again goes to part of why I missed the whole bringing in a surprise prosecutor. Those could be fun as all heck.
Things, and father sold them.
oh,
I create things, and I destroy.
Well, no, actually, I sell them, but still.
You're ruining my performance.
Not now, Eddie.
This
Redmayne.
envelope came after my first work. That was other than a painting.
Oh, something that wasn't a painting.
money.
Drugs.
Too easy. Also, how do you forge drugs?
China cat.
Get out of here, Roy Harper.
Father handled the deal.
And because
All of
someone's
it.
probably wondering, yes, we'll eventually handle that comic, but don't expect it in the near-seeable future.
Oh, hello.
I received the stamp that was in the envelope.
How did you manage to draw that in literally just a second?
I was
really
about to
good.
say.
It's like in Heavy Rain, where Ethan managed to draw an entire detailed house in just a couple of seconds.
Ah!
Because of the QTs.
It's magic.
You see, even Jova's phone is objecting to this.
It was after that job we moved to the current studio.
How nice.
Well,
hmm
There certainly was much of great interest in your testimony.
Debatable.
also, Judge, that's such a generic line to say.
I mean, no need for any one-liners, I guess.
Not that the witness realizes it. Oh, come on.
Klavier,
You don't have to be an... Stop being an asshole!
Yeah, this is
Can I-
actually.
Yeah.
I hate you!
See, no. Since the last part, he's just been getting on my nerves just more and more quickly. So,
Right, okay.
What happened?
This is the thing, Shiroi. I wouldn't even mind him being an asshole if at the very least he was a charismatic asshole like House is. He's not charismatic in any way, shape, or form. He's just
well,
an
since
asshole.
since this is my first time seeing this game in full context, I understand more your disdain towards him from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me put it like this. Again, Klavier starts off being nice. And yes, he does have a reason for why he wants this case to be over with and not go down the road he thinks it's going. It's just, man, it takes a while to get there. And, well, unlike Edgeworth, he's not as fun to combat against because he's supposed to be the nicer one.
Anyway, we kind of gone about... We kind of keep going back to Klavier for this, but I need to concentrate on the testing.
Yeah.
This is the
Sure,
point.
sure.
Go ahead.
You mean paintings identical to other paintings, right?
Good job, Apollo. Good job. You figured out what a forgery is.
The closer they were, the happier father was.
I can imagine.
I was happy too.
I was so happy that I drew 2 smiley faces instead of 1.
Oh.
Protect that drawn smile.
Drawings. It's not a real smile, it's a drawing.
Still, you're quite young now.
19 at that.
19.
Remember, Dwibs, 19 means that by Japan standards, you're already a 40-year-old woman, so...
When did you begin this work?
My first painting sold when I was 12.
And wake up!
She's not sleeping, Your Honor.
Your Honor!
Wait. Even by Japanese standards, 12 means they're still a minor. You can't sell...
Yeah.
She had no idea what she was doing was illegal.
Yeah,
True.
I mean, it's pretty much only 13 when they start considering you an adult.
Uh-oh.
Easy there, little attorney. Okay,
Says
stop.
you.
Stop being patronizing. Like,
Or was that him
seriously.
trying to seduce him?
You're not here to defend her for the crime of forgery. True.
True.
What are you here for then?
Well, we still have a murderer on hand.
That's the thing, though. This game is so easy to lose track of where the plot is because there's such a fucking mess.
Again, isn't
Tell us
he?
more about this envelope.
Again, isn't this all of like
This
Phoenix?
envelope that may very well have killed your. Well, why does
Yes,
Wait.
yes, it's like Suburban Commando, like I said. Like,
All right.
What
Like-
happened?
Yeah?
Yes.
What happened? Did someone throw the envelope at your neck or something?
yes,
Like-
Dwibs. Dwibs, have you ever seen Suburban Commando?
Oh yeah, the bit where he threw an envelope and it cut off a guy's hand.
Yes, we're operating on Suburban Commando logic.
Yes, Tio?
No, like I said, supposedly all of this is Phoenix experiment, so I guess even Klavier and the judge are completely clueless about this.
Klavier has
Yes.
a shadow of an idea of what's going on. It's because of that he's apprehensive and kind of acting dickish.
Teo, I'm.
Anyway,
It's got
Father
to.
had a realization.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You notice my talent. Extended to making things other than paintings.
Teo, Shiroi, I've gotten to the point where I'm legitimately worrying. I'm not even considering. I never even considered it. I'm literally worrying right now. That's how bad it is.
For instance.
For instance, a letter someone has written.
Ooh.
Envelope switch.
Vera, you okay there?
Or a fingerprint left upon a cup.
Ah,
You
yeah,
really?
I'm sorry.
She can forge fingerprints?
She's very
Yep.
good at her trade.
Or a signature on a document, a seal upon a letter.
Yeah, we get it. You can forge anything. You can forge
Seal.
someone's arse sitting on a seat.
What?
None of this makes her sound very innocent at all.
Well,
But can
Apollo,
you
there's
point
kind of a
Apollo?
running trend with a lot of your clients lately.
And the $100,000 promised in this letter was this.
I want to punch that Stubberk off his face.
I'd like to make clear that it was him who said that, not me.
You know, a bit of a shout out to Klavier fans. I do get why Klavier is his fans. It's like, well, most fans are frustrated because his potential never gets to shine through in this game.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm in that category right now.
I'm in that category because, again, there were some things I knew before going into this.
Mm-hmm.
New industry.
Let's not make that industry blossom, please.
The creation of items to be used in criminal proceeding.
And God help
Oh.
me, please don't give EA a new reason for another hobby.
Forging evidence. In other
Oh boy.
Hey guys, do you think this has something to do with one of our main characters?
Oh, Miles Edgeworth? Of course.
He suffered enough, come on.
Jova, if Edgeworth had been this game, considering the flanderization of previous returning cast members, he'd probably just be portrayed as a constantly grumpy sod.
But wait, I don't understand. We had an entire case in Rise from the Ashes who dealt with that already.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Tio. This case, this whole game was actually made right after they were finishing up Rise of the Ashes. Yes, you know, just like with Justice for All, Apollo Justice was kind of executive mandated on Shu Takumi to rush it out, in a sense.
Remind me again, Jova, when did Ghost Trick come out in Japan?
Ah, God, I think that may have been, it was either 2009 or 2010.
I get the feeling
Ghost Trick came out after Apollo Justice, and it's starting to become apparent that Ghost Trick might have been held hostage for this game.
Yeah, Takumi's heart was in another game at the time.
Basically, here's the thing. Shu Takumi had been working on Ghost Trick for quite some time, partially alongside the trilogy, but definitely was ramping up working on it after, you know, the original trilogy was being remade for the DS. That's where Apologistus kind of comes into play here. It's never stated directly, but it can pretty much be well assumed that Ghost Trick was, let's call it the golden lamb for Shutakumi. Basically, here were his orders. Make Apologistus, you get to make Ghost Trick, because Ghost Trick was, like the original Ace Attorney game, a big risk. Sadly,
well,
a big...
that kind of thing's common for any industry. Do this one project first, you get to make that thing you've always wanted to do.
See, if it were just that, this probably wouldn't have been as much a big problem. The problem was also the executive mandates, which we've already summed up in great detail.
What do you mean you received it?
Anyway, back to this.
Did I do something wrong?
Oh,
You made
poor girl.
forgeries, you dumb bitch!
Well, sheltered lifestyle, and you may still have to go to jail for that, but...
You didn't use that stamp because it was dangerous, correct?
Oh, the stamp! She doesn't know. Or,
You
well,
didn't
she didn't
touch
know
it.
back then.
You didn't touch it, did you? Deadly poison on the back at Traquinine! Pedro?
Pedro? A moment. Half far ahead. Actually, Tio, you fill in for him.
The fuck is up with this? I think the fuck is up with this?
We
Oh,
can
never
hear you
mind.
now, at least.
He's back.
Yeah, I know. I have to constantly come out and into the call again for some reason. Well then, perhaps you would tell me, Fräulein Vida. Hmm?
You know, guys, I don't think Klavier is really German. He's just pretending to, just so he seems.
Dude, I've been
Yeah, I
telling
was
you...
gonna say, he keeps injecting the words into his sentences to look cool.
I've been telling you guys the lore from the get-go. Unlike Franziska, Klavier's not really German. He just studied in Germany.
Is something wrong? Yeah, the skate.
Now. It was beautiful.
Why did you need to draw it again? Just go back a few pages.
Your Honor, the defense was born ready.
God, I love that scene.
Ah, you mean it was one of those commemorative stamps?
Aww,
People actually collect those.
They do.
Yeah.
those are nice.
I've got a bunch of Harry Potter ones.
Yes, I think it was.
You know why, Jova? Because that scene understands the appeal of its of the thing that it's referencing.
Yeah.
So you didn't know about the books. Oh my god, another face. I guess not.
Okay, that was funny.
So the trap failed by chance. By mistake.
Life's like that.
Wait. Trap that was meant for someone else, but kills an innocent person. This plot point was done in Dream Team.
Look,
Thanks to
plenty.
this
Look.
commemorative
Plenty of
stamp.
mystery shows at some point do this.
You know, I saw that plot point very recently. Well,
I'm pretty sure Detective Conan has an episode with this kind of homicide.
quite the close call.
Hmm.
In other news, Phoenix and Maya received an invitation in an anime episode. I wonder what that
Oh,
invitation could be for.
You mean you moved to where the current Drew studio is?
Yes. We saw very few people there.
One of them looked a lot like a tall guy with spiky hair.
You?
No, you're a bit taller than I am, Mr. Wright.
I'm
I
not
began
Mr.
drawing
Right.
picture books.
Well, who are you then?
Who do you think I am? I'm your conscience.
No, Jova, who the hell do you think you are?
That just happens to sound like Mr. Wright.
Yes,
Single
because you
shot that
constantly
tied
have
him
him on
to
the
criminal
brand.
I think Mr. Misham wished to reduce their visibility in the world at large.
Yeah,
Yeah,
forging will probably
2026.
make you a bit more shy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like you're gonna run out and say, "Hello, I'm a fool." Go on, Jerry.
When we had to meet someone for some reason.
We forced them to wear teddy bear outfits. It looked ridiculous, but it hid their identities.
Father Post is the creator of the work.
Makes
And also, we
sense.
managed to have the entire city of Los Angeles evacuated. So that was the real essence. Sorry. So that was the real essence of the artist, Drew Misham.
Were you just trying to sound deep there, Apollo?
Yes.
Sorry, I have a bad throat.
Uh-huh.
You did the work, and he supplied the face. So, you really didn't know anything, did you? Well, what have you learned so far? I had no idea how much danger you were in.
You poor thing.
Meh.
Apparently not.
And then someone with a sniper rifle.
That was my line.
About this commemorative stamp.
You didn't want to be him anymore, isn't less lines the next best thing?
Could you tell us more about it? Da-da-da-da.
It was very pretty, and more than that.
It was my love interest.
Nah.
Yeah, from the way she's describing it, that's what it's. I think she's. Boy. Yes.
It was a picture of people I liked at the time.
Oh?
Now I hate the guts.
J.K. Rowling?
No, she's kind of been fucking up recently.
Exactly. I mean, Cursed Child and The Crimes of Grindelwald haven't exactly gotten people talking
And
well
the whole
of her.
intent of the author stuff.
Here we go again.
Someone had to break the silence.
Thank you.
Apparently, we've got some cross-examination yet ahead of us.
And we're still going.
Jesus.
Well, we gotta find the truth somehow.
Not just that. Not just that. Like, what does that have to do with you playing the guitar? Oh, that's right. It's his own character trait. If you would be so kind as to continue your testimony, Fraulein.
No, Pedro. He has another character trait.
All right, go ahead.
What?
He pretends to be German.
Oh, okay. I failed to realize what that accomplishes, but whatever.
It's because he studied in Germany, so he speaks German, yada yada yada.
The stamp, blah blah blah. Picture of favorite magicians, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Magicians.
I
Magicians.
summoned the Dark Magician in attack mode.
You might be onto
Well, that's not
something.
I can't do
Could
justice
it
to that.
be
Sorry.
this lot of magicians by any chance? Well, let me have a look at it.
Allow me to. I summoned the dark magician in attack mode.
There you go.
Yeah, it's easier to do the scream. He only does the big
Objection!
scream. Sorry.
Oh,
Those magicians you liked, was it this bunch?
He only does the big scream when it's Slap for the Sky Dragon. That's when he hams it up the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay.
aha!
Apollo! They're not a bunch!
They're the Brady Bunch.
Oh, Bob.
It's a figure of speech, Trucy.
One of my
It's
favorite
rude.
One of my favorite jokes. Sorry.
I see. Still, I have to wonder.
It's Slide for the Sky Dragon. He literally hams it up like that.
Why include a commemorative stamp like that in a business letter?
Because the kid would
For
be
the-
interested in
for
it.
the lols? I don't know.
I mean, why
Good
not?
question. That's a good question. Okay, another anti-emission.
Well, pretty stamps are always better. And you can't beat troop grammarly.
Yes, you can.
One of my favorite jokes in Power Rangers is when the villain is destroying Zordon for all the bad things that Earth went through that he missed, like the Black Plague and the Brady Bunch reunion.
But yeah, but that wasn't. Yeah, but that was in the movie, the first one.
One of those things is not like the other.
The 1995 one.
Yeah, but the whole murder plan was a failure because of it. Ironic, don't you think? Prosecutor Gavin.
That's like the one good joke in that movie, basically.
What? Oh.
You seem nervous.
I'm sorry, what's going
Prosecutor Gavin?
You okay, dude?
No, I'm not. You mean Gavin? Oh, okay.
Yes,
no.
I am referring to Gavin.
on?
Graham.
Formerly
Graham.
known as Graham.
What's with
What the
Gavin?
fuck?
What am I fighting for?
Is he mad at him because of what happened in the last case?
But I ask just one question of this witness.
I'm sorry, is it that scheduled time to go over the prosecutor's own past traumas?
In your testimony just now, you stated
Hey,
Even though it was a few seconds ago!
I have late reaction syndrome. Okay.
Hey,
This was
Klavier.
your first work other than a painting.
Klavier, not for nothing, but if you don't calm down, I'm gonna have to dart you again. So, could you
Jover, you
please?
can't have weapons out in court.
It's okay.
Francisco can.
It's a dart gun.
It's a weapon.
It's harmless.
But this is supposed to be my invested moment. What
No,
exactly
no.
did you mean?
Hang on a second.
I don't understand this.
Sure,
What exactly? did
This
you-
is actually important.
Go ahead.
Can I ask what?
No, I'll do the questions here. Answer the question now.
My
His
God.
expression doesn't change.
Answer the question now.
I mean, I guess that's down to the rush nature of this, but he,
It really starts to show, doesn't it?
yeah, because considering how much he is involved in the behind the scenes of this story, he could have done with several more sprites.
You're usually not the one whose voice concerns me.
Not just that, Shiroi. How about a flashback where we get to see all of that shit?
To be fair, that would be spoiling.
Yes, it is unbecoming of me. I apologize, but I must know. Please, Miss Misham, tell me.
Please.
It really is the thing, though. It's like Klavier's lack.
Please, I'll give you an autograph.
Uh-oh.
It was a book.
I'll go more into Klavier after this because this scene's actually rather important.
Hmm.
The Book of Henry.
A single page
Oh God.
in a book.
Well, no wonder. That could kill anyone just reading it.
Yeah,
A cancer,
how to-
specifically.
Yeah. So here, at the first page, how to kill someone and get away with it.
You sure that's not to
give
be
it-
confused with how to kill a mockingbird? It isn't really about
A
murder.
book? Please be more specific. For those who don't know, everybody, The Book of Henry is a movie where the main character dies of cancer at the 30-minute mark. I'm not kidding.
Mm-mm.
It was a handwritten book, like a diary.
This year you have to sound more scared.
And it's not even a build-up stuff. It literally comes out of nowhere. But again, moving on.
Hmm.
Diary.
Oh. A new sprite.
And now the light.
No, I don't. No.
He is not okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sorry, what just happened?
The prosecution just had a breakdown.
Prosecutorgavin.exe has encountered.
Stop working.
We apologise for the inconvenience.
Please hold.
Oh,
What's your-
what time are you guys at?
He's
Oh,
possessed.
we're at
possessed.
43, 52, 53, 54.
All right.
Miss Misham, don't make me have a character.
Well, you're about to get your character now, rushed or not.
4420.
Okay.
But we're in the final case of the game. Was there a picture of a silk hat on the back cover? Was it or not? Yes or no? I'm looking for
Okay,
Professor
Shiroi,
Layton.
get
Where is
ready
he?
in 3, 2, 1, click.
Where is Professor Layton? Where is he?
How did you know?
Uh-oh.
Tell me where Professor Layton is, Vera.
Let's...
And then you have my permission to.
You know, that actually is a good point, though. I mean...
Objection! Prosecutor Gavin, the defendant is answering all of your questions. Stop being an asshole.
Yeah!
Also, watch the anime if you're so curious.
Stop badgering her.
Wow!
If the defense isn't allowed to do it, then neither can the prosecution.
Finally! The prosecution gets told it.
He's told you nothing, has he?
Oh, did you know something?
Your soiled, sullied mentor. Nothing.
Hey, Apollo, he's insulting my honor. I mean, your,
Sully. Who? Oh,
Have you already forgotten Apollo?
Polo, please.
It was fairly recent.
Tim?
Phoenix
Oh.
Wright. Who else?
I actually thought he was talking about
Christoph, his
Christoph.
brother.
Yeah. Never mind. Daddy?
yeah.
You know, you'd think he'd be talking about Christoph, the guy who's behind bars now.
And then Phoenix shows up. Did somebody mention my name?
No.
Well,
Sit
He
down,
never
Phoenix.
He never told you about the trial. He
7
never told you about the
years
truth.
ago.
Oh,
about
boy.
7 years
Years
ago.
ago.
look. I didn't want to pull a DL6 on the kid, okay?
How about he came to lose his attorney? About how he came to lose his attorney's badge?
Except the difference is we all became intrigued when we heard the name DL6. Like, here it's just like 7 years ago. Okay, can we see something?
I
It
think
was a certain piece of evidence that decided his fate.
part of the charm in DL6 is like, when we first heard about it, we didn't know it was going to come back to be as big a deal as it was. Like, we thought as soon as Turnabout Sisters was done, that was it. But when it did come back, it was impactful.
On the back, it bore the mark of a silk hat.
Here, while it doesn't necessarily ruin it altogether, they constantly remind us about 7 years ago, so it's kind of a bit more obvious.
What?
That's right, Apollo. We're
Phoenix
investigating.
Tossed out of the profession by false evidence.
Dun dun dun.
Wait, what?
And the forger who made that evidence.
Is your own
Is
client.
this girl standing right in front of me? Stop biting your nails. Something bad could happen. Vera, you must tell us.
I mean, hey, it's what people came to pay for anyway, at this point.
Apollo, what did you say earlier about
The
badgering the
evidence
witness?
you made was used in a trial 7 years ago.
Please, Vera, tell us about the truth about 7 years ago.
Well, have you guys seen how long the rest of the part? Who asked
Please,
Drew Misham
please.
to forge that evidence?
That's a very good question.
For all our sakes, who was it? Tell us
So,
who it
who's badgering the
was.
witness now?
To be fair, this is kind of important information.
Da, da, da. Sorry, what the dots going on?
Alright.
Da, 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 da.
Well,
We only met once.
he was a boy, she was a girl? Can I make it any more obvious?
We'll meet
Avril
again.
Lavigne.
We'll meet
You met the client?
She was a punk. He did ballet. What more can I say?
Well, who was it? Damn it! Just say the bloody name.
A skater boy!
It was
John Cena.
No!
Nah, I didn't do that.
Thank God.
Oh,
Vera?
Pretty sure I know who it was. What's going on with Vera?
she saw her future.
Enjoy
not
your
very
future.
bright.
It's gonna be great.
Don't keep on promises.
She's staring at Prosecutor Gavin's face again.
Does he remind you of something?
Or someone.
Oh.
Yes, what? Is there something about
Is there
me?
something on my face?
Yeah, you stupid swan.
Who was it?
I remember clearly.
It was Gavin all.
Well, snap.
Come on, Vera, we don't have all day. Just tell us.
I remember who gave me the book. The diary.
Was it your imaginary friend?
My imaginary friend, Bookie. To space it out.
Was it
Essentially,
Christopher
it's
Lee?
Who was it? Damn it!
Please say, like, pretty sure I know who it is, but please say we're gonna know by the end of the part, please.
Oh. The Fuhrer!
Oh, fuck.
There's your answer to your question, Shioi.
Huh?
She
She
faints.
The
The...
devil. Bump.
What?
It was the
Alright,
devil.
Alright, Jova, you're up.
The devil
Hello.
himself.
Hello,
Defendant Drew
it's me, the
Misham.
devil.
Condition unconscious. Examiner's diagnosis: acute atroquinine poisoning. The atroquinine poisoning got to her after all. This ends the recording of a trial for the murder of Drew Misham.
What?
What?
Do not turn off your DS right now. Vera Misham was, during the trial, poisoned by an unknown assailant.
No matter how tempted you are to turn off your game right now, please stick with this.
Fasten your seatbelts.
Please
Literally.
bear with us.
The dosage was just under the lethal amount, sparing the defendant's life.
I don't think I
okay.
could fasten a seatbelt tight enough.
Thought she actually died.
I'll admit,
Yeah, I thought she died too.
yeah, she is currently in intensive care, and is not to be disturbed for any reason. So, the clock is ticking now. If we don't get this trial done soon, she won't be able to get the medical help needed. A very simple case.
Wait,
at
why
first
not?
glance. Well, here's the thing. We don't exactly know the source.
Yeah, but wait a minute. We know what poisoned her, so why can't we cure this in the meantime?
Until it finally began to show
Like,
its true colors.
Do medical staff have to sit in on the trial for whatever reason? I don't understand.
The long road to the truth takes us to the record of another trial. This music may
Oh,
sound a
boy.
bit familiar to you.
So now we're going to interrupt this for a flashback. There you go.
In some ways, that was the starting point of it all.
Hey guys, it's the first game. Woo.
Fun? Oh, I have quite a fun fact.
Well, technically this is taking place after the
And
first.
that is where we must go.
That design is.
See, he looks even lamer now. See, he looks even lamer now. But young
Find the
Trucy is
whole truth.
adorable.
Yes, young Trucy is adorable.
Aww.
Those eyes are huge, though.
Protect
That's the
that
whole-
smile.
That's the,
Just
well,
twinkles.
remember, Shiro, in anime, that's how it is.
They're
Well-
staring into my soul.
Well, ladies
Okay,
and
just
gentlemen. Gee, I wonder who gave Vera
Well,
that
that,
poisoning. I don't see any bout of hinting anywhere
Okay,
whatsoever.
But before we wrap up this part, let's have a special sneak peek at what's to come.
Showdown time. That's right. It's the beginning of the first case.
Who's this?
It's only a game of poker. Oh wait, X, that's you, Pedro.
A game I've played for a long time and only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed. Of course.
Phoenix, talking with a client.
Well, it seems I found the partner I've been looking for all along.
Over a game of cards?
Yes, I finally met now we can all be children's card game partners.
That was how we first met. 7 years ago. 7 years ago.
Yes, we
Phoenix
know.
Wright's final trial. So yeah, this is officially the part where Apollo just kind of falls
Exits
off
the
the map.
game.
Apollo, you see that locker over there?
Yeah.
Nothing personal, kid!
No, wait, no!
Ladies and gentlemen, you have yourselves a new playable protagonist for pretty much the rest of this game.
Till
What
like near the
an
end.
asshole.
Okay, so join us for the next part where we start Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney featuring Apollo Justice sometimes.
I mean, I kid, but this is actually where this case gets the most interesting because, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get time travel.
Whoa.
Don't worry, it's
No,
not.
not in the way that you're thinking.
There's
It
that
does have
one.
to-
There's that one bit that makes it blatant. It's time travel, but that won't be for a while. For now,
Too bad
though.
this is not the future I chose.
For now, though.
You got the bad future.
Yeah.
See you for the next part, I guess.
See you then.
See ya.